Right, so just to start us off then, could you possibly tell us who you are and, what you do?
So hey, my name is Crypt. I am a fire performer, sideshow artist, body piercer, model, bit of a weirdo. That's kind of the lowdown.
Right, so you keep yourself quite busy then.
Yes, yeah, very. I'm always doing something.
So,
ADHD.
oh, yeah, yeah. Know that quite well myself.
It
Um,
doesn't allow me to not do anything.
yeah. So, just to sort of connect us to the music, basically, what sort of music do you listen to?
Cool. So I'm a bit of a metal snob. I'm not gonna lie, and I
Right?
hate that I am, but I am. So I'm really into my deathcore.
Mhm.
And I also quite like some rap metal as well, bits and
Right?
bits here and there. Big into like my new metal, my 90s new metal kind of stuff.
Mhm.
But my main, like, wake up in the morning, deathcore, straight up.
All right.
That's what I listen to mostly.
So, what was the last gig you went to?
Ooh, last gig I went to was, I think it was Slaughter to Prevail.
All right.
That was my last gig. No, oh, no, actually, no. Wednesday 13 was my last gig.
Ooh.
That was, oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
God, I felt like I was 14 again. It was amazing.
Oh, yeah. That's a good new album, isn't it? Have you
Yeah.
heard the latest one?
Well, he was performing Murder Dolls.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it was like, oh my
Wow.
God, I was in just pure heaven for like the whole thing.
Yeah, I think I last saw him just after the Murder Dolls had finished. So he'd only
Okay.
just started touring again as Wednesday 13, and
Yeah.
poor guy, his voice was giving out.
Oh, he was amazing when I saw him,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah, it was like a Hello Kitty convention in there. If you know it was the Corporation, I think, in Sheffield. If you know the venue,
No, I don't really know Sheffield very well, to be
right?
honest. I don't think I've ever actually, don't think I've been there at all.
Oh,
Yeah, I kind of like, I travel around for performances and stuff, but otherwise I like to kind of stay in my little town.
all right. So yeah, you're quite well known because put it this way, it was very easy to find stuff out about you.
Oh God.
So, what basically, how did so you're a sideshow performer, you fire performer, you do burlesque. How did you get into all that stuff to start off with?
So the fire performing, I'd always wanted to do it because I'd always seen like badass girls fire breathing, and I was like,
Hmm.
that is so cool. I really want to do that. Um, and then one day I became friends with somebody whose partner was a fire performer. So he was teaching her, and then she just said to me, like, I know you want to do it. Do you want to get in on this? And I was
Hmm.
like, hell yeah. So learned a bit from him and her. Obviously did my own stuff. And then I just connected with loads of other fire performers and just learned a lot from lots of other people.
Hmm.
And it kind of just went from there. And then that kind of naturally just progressed into, I was like, oh, I love the sideshow, the weird kind of side of
Hmm.
circus, the sticking pins in yourself and all the weird
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
I love
I've
anything
seen
like that.
yeah, I've seen footage of you like being strung up by bits of metal that being pushed
Yeah,
into your skin in your back, and yeah.
that was so we did, I think it was Leeds Tattoo Convention.
Hmm.
I was asked to be part of the Circus of Madness
Hmm.
stage show, and yeah, so they put 8 piercings in my back and then attached metal rods to them, set them on fire, and then I walked around with like
Hmm.
fire wings, and that was cool. It was really cool.
Yeah. Well, this is precisely why I'm interviewing people like you because you're interesting.
Oh, thank you. I don't know
And
if it's interesting or just a bit crazy, to be honest.
is there a
Not quite all
difference?
there.
Not sure there's much of a difference.
True.
But then again, I mean, if everybody was normal, how boring would the world be?
Yeah. To be honest, though, I do sometimes think how nice it would be to just be a normal person for one day.
You'd be
One
bored.
day, just floating around, nice and normal.
I have normal people in my family, and no, no. So, all right, you did mention that you're a piercer. So, here's your chance to do a plug. Plug your piercing studio.
Cool. So I work out of 2 studios. My main studio is Castle Inc. in Conway. So my partner owns that as a tattoo shop, and I have a room in there for piercing. And then the other shop, one of my very, very good friends, she owns a shop in Chester called Amethyst Adornments. And I help out and I do stuff there with her. So yeah, I kind of flip between the 2.
All right. So basically, okay, back to your performance stuff then. If you're putting together a new act, so let's say you've somebody's rung you up or booked you and they want to see something new.
Yeah.
Where do you start?
So I have kind of set acts that I kind of perform. So like I kind of oh sorry, my mind's just gone blank there. Yeah, I don't really kind of like just it's kind of one of these like if you're booking me, you're booking a certain act. I don't really come up with anything like brand new as
Right.
such. I kind of like make changes to suit the venue and like I'll mix up skills just so that it's not the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
But it's always kind of in the same type,
All right.
if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, yeah. So how much does your personal taste in music influence what goes on in the act?
So yeah, I mean, I do one of my main acts. I use Rob Zombie because I grew up listening to Rob Zombie, and it's you feel like a badass when you're listening to Zombie. So that's what I like to play.
Absolutely right.
And yeah, I tend to stick with metal because that's what I feel the most comfortable, listening to, I guess. Or sometimes I'll switch it up to just like circus songs, kind of like creepy circus music. Because who doesn't like love that as well?
Yeah. So is there a particular song that you've heard that you really want to get into an act, but you've just not managed to do it yet?
So I was thinking about this question again. Like, there's loads of songs that I've been listening to and been like, oh, this would be really good for an act. But there's nothing that I'm like, I have to use this particular song, like kind of thing. It'd be really cool though if I could do some kind of act to some sort of deathcore. That would be cool. I haven't actually performed to any deathcore yet, I don't think. So that would make me happy.
That's one for the future then.
Yeah, so if any deathcore bands want a fire performer, give me a message.
Who would you love to work with if you got the chance?
Oh gosh. If I could do fire for Darko, that would be incredible because I love Darko. They're one of my favorite bands. Or Lorna Shore.
All right.
Because I love Lorna Shore.
They do seem to be quite popular and they seem to be getting on quite well.
Yes, they are. I've been a fan of them since way back. But yeah, when Will Ramos joined the band, like just took it to a whole new level because he's just incredible. But yeah.
Right. So now for the killer question then. Usually, well, when I interview people, I ask them to pick a number of songs to play after the interview when I put them in the show. So it's songs that, like, it could be something that you feel a really deep connection with. It could be just the last 3 songs that were on your Spotify playlist.
Okay.
It's down to you. So, can you pick 3 songs to play after this interview?
3 songs that I would recommend people listen. It does just anything that I'm like that I love. Does it have to have like a meaning or anything?
If you want it to have a meaning, it can do. Or like I said, it could just be the last 3 songs you had on your Spotify playlist.
So pretty much the entire discography by Darko,
right?
Because they are just incredible. They really are incredible. Yeah, and I'm really loving the new stuff at the moment. Probably Insects was the first song that got me into Darko. So if anybody's gonna try and dip their toes in, that's the one that got me into them. It's fucking. I'm sorry, am I allowed to swear?
Oh yeah, you are. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it's fucking incredible.
I do it all the time.
Cool. Song number 2. Ooh. So there's a band that I really like called A Tenor. They're from Norway.
Mm.
And they're more metalcore than deathcore. They're not deathcore at all. But that was a band that I just kind of like stumbled across a few years ago and just kind of listened to them for like 3 months.
They're the best ones, though, aren't they?
Oh, they're so good.
You just got your Instagram stories on in the background,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
just something pops up and grabs you. Yeah.
Yeah, it was one, and it was just like, ooh, and then I just kind of obsessed over that band.
Mm.
But yeah, so they do a song. I think there's one song they've released which is actually in Norwegian. So I cannot say the title of the song
Yeah.
because I can't speak Norwegian. But I
Yeah.
think it starts with like "det" something or another.
Right.
But that's a really good like. That's one of those songs that I listen to, and it makes me feel like inside. It makes me feel. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't even know how it makes me feel, but it makes me feel. It
Yeah.
makes me feel
Yeah.
something.
Which is what all the best music does.
Exactly, yeah. So that's a really good one. And then the last, oh, I don't know. This is the hard one for my last song. Maybe like Chelsea Grin or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, because that's another band that I love. So
Mm.
yeah,
Any particular song?
I I want to say Recreant because that's just like
All right.
again just one of the songs that just got me into them.
Yeah.
So
Fair enough.
yeah.
Right. So presumably, I mean, it's coming up to summer, so presumably your calendar is starting to get booked up right about now. So whereabouts can we see you performing?
So my next show is going to be in Ellesmere Port. It's for the Summerween Shindig. That's next month.
Mm.
If you have a look on my Instagram, you can find the tickets and stuff for that. And then I will be at Swingathon Festival in July, doing some performing all weekend there. And also next month, June, I will be at the Alternative Awards as well.
All
So
right.
you can see me there.
Right. So one last thing before we sort of finish the right. Where can we find you on social media, websites, that sort of thing? So we can push some traffic your way.
Oh, so Instagram is what I use mostly. Just Kitty Von Crypt, nice and easy. I do have a Facebook page, but I don't think anybody really uses Facebook these days. And I tried TikTok, cannot get the hang of it, so I just don't bother with TikTok. So yeah, Instagram, Kitty Von Crypt, that's where you can find me.
All right, thank you.
No problem. Yeah, it's nice to be listen. It's nice to talk about music because I never get asked to talk about music ever.
Well, yeah, that's kind of why I want to do these interviews as well. Because I mean, it's not. I mean, like performers like you. Yeah, you'll be asked about the performances and stuff. But I mean, I'm a metalhead, and I
Yeah,
know that there's a lot of people who do the similar kind of things to what you do, and music's a big part of our lives.
it really is. Yeah, I like. Yeah, people just never are, and especially like in my like day-to-day life as well, because all I listen to really is deathcore. So everybody's like, oh, don't want to listen to that shit. Like nobody wants to talk to me about deathcore. So I'm always like, I need music friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really nice to just talk about a bit of music for a little bit.